Hello friends, welcome to BISP Solution. My name is Lokesh Gandhi and today's session we are going to perform pay on receipt in supply chain management procurement application. So pay on receipt means we pay the payment based on the receipt. So pay on receipt enables the user to automatically create the standard unapproved invoice for the payment of goods, item, material based on the receipt transactions. And these invoices are created using a combination of receipt and purchase order information. It helps the user to eliminate duplicate manual data entry and ensure accurate and timely data processing, right? So pay on receipt, or you can say the payment on receipt, is also known as evaluated receipt settlement and self billing, right? Let's take one scenario, right? When we receive the material from the supplier in our inventory, then we create the receipt. So in any case, suppliers is taking too much time to send the invoice and bill. So based on the receiving quantity, if you want to create the invoice, you can create in the application, this procurement application. So this whole process, this entire process is known as pay on receipt, or you can say the self billing, right? So these the some basic set steps. So when we perform the pay on receipt in the procurement application. So first we have to enable the pay on receipt functionality in our supplier side. After that, we will create the purchase order and purchase receipt, and we have to run the send pay receipt schedule process, the ESS job. And after that, this schedule process, after that, this system creates invoice automatically in the payables, accounts payables, right? And let's move on to the application. And first of all, we enable this supply side functionality, this pay on receipt. And after that, we will create the purchase order receipt and will perform the schedule process job in our application, right? So this is our application. And first of all, go to the supplier side. So in order to go to supplier position, supplier portion, click on this navigator and go to the procurement, click on suppliers, and we have already create the supplier. Let's go to the manage supplier and search for the supplier we have already created, right? So click on this supplier name, go to this site and click on this edit option. Right. So click on this edit icon. So we have the general purchasing receiving. Go to the purchasing. In the purchasing tab, go to the freight. In the freight terms, we have a pay on receipt option. We have to enable this. So before enable this option, please ensure that this self billing, this option is disabled. So when we enable it, the pay on receipt, it gets enabled, right? Pay on side. So we have to select this pay on side. 7 close. And let's go to the click on submit. Now create the purchase order. Click on navigator. In the procurement section, click on this purchase order. Click on this task list. And in the order, click on this create order. Create order, nothing but a purchase order. The style is purchase order, and this is our business unit, procurement business unit, requisition business unit, and click this supplier. Search for our supplier. Okay. Right. Click on this create option. Right. So this is our purchase order information. So we have to click on this, and first of all we check the terms. Under the terms we have the payment term, and we can select as per your requirement, but it select after some time. We have to check this pay on receipt, enable it, right? It should be enable. Let's click on this line, create this line. First we select the item over here. So this is our item 1001, and scroll up. We have to define the quantity over here 10. We have to define the base price over here. Let's click 200, right? So go to with the location. This is our organization, and we have to define the requested delivery date. It should be defined. It's not a mandatory field, but we have to define it, else it displays error. So this is our destination type, inventory, and we have the, you can check the match approval. Let's select the three-way, and you can select order receipt, any one of them, because we are we are creating the invoice automatically. So no need to match option, no need to matching this receipt and purchase order to the invoice. So no need to worry about it, right? And fill the information as per your requirement. Let's change the payment term, immediate, right? So you can see our order 2000 USD, but we click on this save option. The total is 2190, including the tax, right? Is the tax amount 190. So click on this submit. So this is our order number. Let's display. Yes. Let's copy it and put it into a notepad. Is PO. Copy it, right? Click on OK. Now let's check the status of this purchase order. Go to the manage order through the task list. Let's search for the order, search it. So it gets approved, right? Now done. So after creating the purchase order, we have to create the receipt, right? So in order to create a receipt, we have to go to the inventory option. So click on this navigator and go to the supply chain execution and go to the inventory management. Click on this task list. In the inventory part, click on this show task, click on this receipt. Now click on the receipt expected shipment. search for the purchase order. So this is our purchase order 164512. Select this item, select this record, click on this receive. Right. So how much quantity we are going to receive in our receiving area, because the item first comes under the receiving area, the staging area, right? After putting the put away receipt, this item, these materials comes under the inventory area. So we are receiving 10 quantity. The destination type, you can select the receiving. So when we select the receiving, we have to define the receiving location over here. Let's select the receiving location we have already created. Select is okay. Right. No need to worry about it. Right. Click on this create receipt. So this receiving area must be matched with the shipping area, right? Right now, this shipping area is different from the receiving area. No need to worry about. Click on the receipt, right? So the receipt number is not generated. After clicking this receipt submit option, this receipt number gets generated, right? Submit. We have to note down this receipt number. Copy it. Go to this. So this is our receipt number. Okay, right. Okay, now we have to perform a put away receipt task so that our item or material comes under the inventory from the from the receiving area, right? So click on this put away receipt. Click on this receipt, search it. You can also see the on-hand quantity and the receiving options we have already discussed in our previous sessions, right? So click on this task, click on this record and click on this put away. So we are going to take the 10 quantity from the receiving area into the inventory area, right? So this is our destination type inventory, right? And we have to define the sub inventory, in which sub inventory we are going to take this material from the receiving area. So click on submit. The put away transaction was created. Okay, right. So after creating the receipt, we have to perform a ESS job. Name is send pay on receipt. So done. Click on this navigator. Go to the tools. Go to the schedule processes. Right. Click on this schedule new processes. Search for the task. Name is send pay on receipt. Search for that. It's not searching. Let's search again. Send or send pay. Sorry. Send pay on receipt. Search again. Searching will take time. Now select this task, click OK. Now let's select the transaction source. So we have a two option. One is evaluated receipt settlement, nothing but a pay on receipt. And another one is ASBN, stand for the advance shipment and the billing notice. That means the invoice, when we select this option, then invoice are generated automatically for the advance shipment notice that contain the billing information, right? So we go with the first one, ERS, and we have the commit interval one, the default value, and we have to define the receipt number over here, right? So we have to copy this receipt number, copy it, right? Now let's search. It will take time. Search option. Search for this receipt. Select it. OK. Now click on this submit. The process number is process ID 0623. OK. Refresh it. You can see the send pay on receipt get completed, right? 0623. The process ID gets completed, right? Succeeded, right? Now let's move on to the AP section and we'll see the invoice. So click on this navigator and we go to the payables. This payables. Go to the invoice. So we'll see how invoice created automatically, right? So click on this task and manage invoice. So we can search by the amount or supplier. Let's get supplier. Search it. Okay. Right. So you can see we have ERS. This is our automatic generate invoice, right? And this is 30 today's date. So I think this is our invoice. This one. So click on this invoice. Go to the lines. So this is our quantity and this is our purchase order number. You can match US 164512. This is our purchase order and you can see you can match our receipt number. This is our receipt number 52176. So this is our invoice generated, system generated invoice, right? And you can see, right? So we have to validate this. Click on action and click on valid. So this our invoice gets validated, right? Now, if you want to post this invoice to the laser, you can do by click on this post to laser, right? So you can see we complete this whole step, how to set up this pay on receipt, how to create this purchase order, after that the receipt, and after that we complete this pay on receipt schedule process. And we have seen this, the system created invoice in our AP section, accounts payable. So this is all about the pay on receipt. So thanks for watching this video. Thank you so much.